Welcome guys to my stream. Here we are, and I'm about to tell you a quick story about what just happened. So I was a little bit tired here, and I decided to get on TikTok, right? And I decided to just start talking about some people here, and uh you know they were talking about openly discussing gay people and how the LGBTQ thing should be this is this should be introduced into schools and shit, and I'm sick of this shit because every time they're openly talking about this shit, you know what I mean, on TikTok and whatever, and these are the type of people that are demons cursing us. I send them to hell. I step on their necks, bruh. You know what I mean? They're a bunch of fucking serpents that never listened, to their parents, to their mom, their dad, their boyfriends, their God, religion, common sense, their boyfriends, and anybody else they actually cared about them. You know what I mean? They're just a bunch of fucking reprobates that never listened and never wanted to obey. You know what I mean? And then those bitches that never listen to nobody are the ones trying to call the shots on what kids should learn. You know what I mean? Shut that up, man. But look, this is not like I'm gonna tell you the history of why things are this way. I'm gonna tell you the history. And yes, I am a believer of God, so of course you already know that if you're on my channel. But these are the reasons why so many people lose faith and stuff like this, because of this nonsensical agenda that people give validation to. You know what I mean? And people don't take the time to just fucking tell these people and confront them, That, just like with women and shit. You know what I mean? No offense. No, actually, yeah, I am offended by women. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Because you're not a victim. Okay? I'm more marginalized than your group and than fucking gay people. So I don't give a shit. I mean, and so I really don't care how you feel, because you are a bunch of pansies. You know what I mean? A bunch of freaking American pansies. That's all you are. And so the point is that these people downplay, like they're openly discussing this, and yeah, they're young. They might be 22, and but they're still little girls. They're over here thinking about magic and stuff. You know what I mean? Like talk about, oh, let's play magic together. like, bruh, like real talk, bruh. Don't be discussing stuff about kids, bro. You know what I mean? Like what you need to be teaching kids or whatnot. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They don't have no kids. I don't have no kids. But guess what? I'm not trying to brainwash kids, unless of course I'm gonna tell them about God. You know what I mean? But that's a good brainwash. Unlike this crap, because the majority of the time the Bible is gonna tell you about what? It's gonna tell you about David and how he, even though he was smaller, he beat Goliath. You know what I mean? It's until you be strong, and then he became king. You know what I mean? And he became one of the greatest kings. Or it tells you about Moses, who freed his people from slavery. You understand? You know what I mean? And that teaches you never to be in slavery. And the adults, they'll be like, oh, it's not a fairy tale. I thought it was a fairy tale. There's people slavery. There's baby killings. I'm like, who told you it was a fairy tale? Bitch, this is real life. This is life. This is what humans did. You understand what I'm saying? Like, first they say that they're mad that they say it's a fairy tale, it's fake, and then they get mad that the fairy tale is realistic and that it's not a fairy tale. You know what I mean? Like, that is not happy and shit. Well, you know what I'm saying? But it is life. And the reality is that, especially if you're growing up in the hood, a kid, those concepts that when the kid reads it, they're going to understand that, wow, like those people they're going to look at their parents and be like, I'm glad I have you guys because the world is like this. These people that don't read those stuff and didn't know this stuff, when they're 22 and they're talking about it, it's these people, these Gentiles, these pagans, these atheists, these satanic people, these magic people, whatever, gypsies, you know what I'm saying? When they don't have no reality of the concept of life. And when the world hits them, it hits them and they're like, wow, I can't believe this. I can't believe that the world's like this and stuff. Because they're the ones that are fucking disillusioned, bro. They don't know shit. They don't know the reality of the world. But anyway, I got on this live, right? And the reason that I was getting on this live is because they say that the LGBT they added more consonants to the fucking the community shit, the LGBTQ. It's now some other shit like 2 plus QS LS, fucking MLS, AIDS shit, and they're like AIDS, STDs, you know what I'm saying, fucking gonorrhea, syphilis. That's what that shit stands for. I mean, that's what that shit stands for. AIDS and gonorrhea and syphilis and shit. I mean, and so when you know, and that's a true story. Quick history. They're like, they're like, gay history should be taught in school. I'm like, they already teach it. I mean, like when you gays were, y'all were fucking each other, y'all got AIDS, y'all had to beg to Ronald Reagan to find a cure for you guys. You know what I mean? And yeah, they spent $900 million on that. You know what I mean? That's gay history. You know what I mean? You would be dead because you're fucking gay and you got AIDS. That is your history. You know what I mean? Are you fucking serious? And so and that is U.S. history. And what I'm trying to say is that that's what y'all would have if it wasn't for the fact that fucking y'all gave scientists the ability to fucking create cures and shit. So they're your gods, and you think, oh yeah, and that's why they hide so much behind the science community. You see, that's why they always be like the science and the science this and the science, because the science was the reason why they're able to fuck each other in the ass, even though they're men, and that's disgusting. I mean, because they would catch AIDS, they'd be dead like a stupid baboon. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's why they're affiliated in the first place. But look, anyway, the fucking point is that a lot of great minds are, you know, they did that, you know, because that's political, bro. Everybody knows that political shit is not the most moral shit, and everybody knows that it's not the truth all the time. You know what I mean? And yet, you know, this is this type of thing that leads them to think it's all right, and that's why they try to tell kids that, hey, look, you know, this and that and the other, you know, and they try to downplay the fact that it is a perverted, predatorial thing. And that line that I used, that's what got me kicked off. But when I got on, you know, man, I told him, you know, that they should definitely not. Well, I don't think they should ever teach that in schools. It should be studied objectively, so you can know what people that never listen to nobody, not their parents, not their brother, not their mother, not anybody, not God, not common sense, what they look like. Okay, and that's what it is. That's how it should be studied. Years from now, that's how they're gonna study it. You know what I mean? Like, these are the dumb people. You know what I mean? And you know, that is the reason right now they're living a delusion. And I can smell the perversion off of them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you know, here's the thing that this is what's, who said this? A criminologist said this. You know what I mean? And I think this can also affect kids, and this is like these things can also happen. Is when you first, a criminologist explained that when you first have a crime, when there's first a crime that happens, right? You abhor it. You know, when you first see a crime. But then what happens is that the more that when you start, you know, coexisting with crime around, and you see crime a lot, you start to you become okay with it. You know what I mean? You start to get a little desensitized. That's what desensitized means. And then what happens is that the more you get desensitized and the more you stay around it, you become influenced by it. And that's when you become influenced by it. And that's a criminologist's stand on crime, right? But that is what's happening in America, not just with crime, but also with theologies and gay shit and all these things that people have been influenced by it. Not because they were born that way, but because they've been listening to that shit since birth. You know what I mean? And that is what the devil wants you to fucking believe. Because hood people, hood guys, like, let's just take the black community, for example. I know, because I hate using them as an example, but let's just take them as an example. Because there's brown people, too, in the hood. And there's a lot of people, minorities, that come from impoverished areas. But let's just take black people, for example. Because they've been here a long time, and they should be supposedly the same as the whites, but we already know the history that went down with that. So the point is that we have them good on that, because the red district lining, the racism, the Jim Crow laws, and the corruption, and the incarceration, and the prison, you know, industrial complex, and all that shit. You know what I mean? So the way that we saw how the African Americans were treated, right? When, you know, they weren't like that, you know, how they are right now. You know what I'm saying? Not even Africans are like that. Africans that come from Africa even look at them and be like, we're not like you. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You know? Well, like, you know, they don't even get it. The point is that people, they become conditioned after they get desensitized by shit. And so they kept them like guinea pigs and shit and did this shit for generations. And you know what I mean? So you have black people now in the hood and they're like fucking, you know, now like the violence is, you know, we don't care no more. Like people don't care no more because they have experienced so much violence. You know what I mean? Already. They're desensitized. And this affects the youth, right? And then the youth is misunderstood. And because they're misunderstood, they fall through the cracks because nobody's there to help them. And when they fall through the cracks, then you justify the pigs, the police, the court's existence. You know what I mean? And those are the people. That's where they send them. But you see, this is all a fucking big plan that they had with no solution. There was a plan to put them in an area, but with no real solution. And this is what you get because nobody really cared about what happened to them after you red district lined them, and you didn't give them a good education, and you didn't let them live in the suburbs. You know, if you keep going back and you didn't let them fucking ride the bus and you didn't let them fucking, you know, be free or vote or do anything, you know, like you go back and it gets worse and worse and you realize just how far, you know, that people have come. But the point is that you know, they're desensitized because they grew up in the hood and they see violence and they got to protect themselves from that same violence to the point that they, you know, become influenced by it to a certain degree. Right? That is not their fault, right? But that's what they've seen all their life. And you can see as somebody that comes from the hood, you can never get the hood out of them. And unless you really try. You know, 50 Cent is now a businessman. You know what I mean? But the point is that, you know what I'm saying, you got these people that are fucking gay and they think that, you know, it's normal because they're influenced by it. Not because they actually believe that shit. They don't know they're living in a bubble. You know what I mean? And in their bubble, in their echo chamber, is gay shit that resonates. You know what I mean? And that's why they're influenced that way. So what you really have to ask yourself is, what should we allow around our surroundings, and what should we allow to influence us as a people, right? And what ideology should survive? And let me tell you that it ain't gay shit and it ain't feminism. You know what I mean? And I would argue to say it ain't even scientists, because scientists do not prove to you that, I mean, scientists is good, sure, yeah, sure, it's good. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? But you won't have good morality, and you won't have like, you know, there's something better where instead of using your logical part of your brain and your body, you use your spiritual. You know what I mean? And that's what people don't understand, that religion is not logical. It's spiritual. It's a different area of our body. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole totally shouldn't even be associated with science. Because as scientists, they have to think logically. But when you're thinking spiritually, when you think about God with religion, the way that teaches you, you're thinking with your heart, you're thinking with your actions, you're thinking with your spirit, you're thinking with other things. And yes, if you try to make sense of it, you're not going to understand it, because that's not how you understand things. The point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, some of these ideologies are a fallacy. And, you know, and I give you an example, like feminism, which is the culprit of LGBTQ, because, and so I'm going to give you the history, the rundown first, and then I'll tell you what I said in that little thing. So the history of LGBTQ, right? There's been gay people or marginalized groups, you know, forever. I mean, it's been a long time. But these people are usually one and the same. You know, they're gay, they're usually, you know, marginalized. They're usually gay for a reason. They're usually prostitution. They didn't have shelter. They grew up around women. They felt they were vulnerable. They were stripped from their manhood, from their dignity. They didn't fill out. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? They didn't fill out, you know? Like, they didn't fill out. They had to go against, you know, and that's why, like, some of these people, like, you know, if you're a short, you know, I know that I don't like using the term short king. If you're a king, you're a king. You know, David was, like I said, the story with David, you know, proves it doesn't matter how tall you are. You still become the greatest king. You know what I mean? And that's why I believe that, really, that Christianity or Catholic or religion or God is a more better thing than gay people. I don't have a thing against gay people until they start spouting nonsense. You know what I mean? And the reality is that you're not normal, and stop talking about Christianity. The moment that they started talking about Christianity, then that's when I get in it. Because you're not going to freaking try to be, you're a devil, and you're not, and I know everything about you. And you're not going to be trying to tell me that you're a victim and stuff, and then trying to be virtue signaling and all this political correctness and all this bullshit, trying to fucking act like you're a fucking saint. And you're not. You're one of the most perverted fucking groups in the fucking world. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, you are the most perverted groups in the world. A gay man is the most perverted thing you can be. Even more than a pedophile. You know what I mean? Shit. Fucking, that fucking killer was a damn... The dude that ate little fucking, those little Taiwanese boys or shit. Like, little kids from Mongolia. The fucking white man. He came on Netflix that all you fucking little bitches like to fucking listen to him. The one that that Ariana Grande said she would sleep with. That serial killer, what's his name? Fucking, I don't know. The last serial killer that came on that shit that had Quicksilver in it, playing that nigga. But that motherfucker, he was gay. Alright? And he had now that nigga had problems, right? He had problems he was raised by his mother. You know what I mean? And he had problems. He was antisocial. He didn't get no pussy. He was awkward. And then he was gay. And he killed. And he was a cannibal. Right? He was a murderer. Serial killer. You know what I mean? So, I mean, why do y'all downplay this shit? You know what I mean? Why do y'all downplay this shit when y'all talk about this shit needs to be taught in schools? Don't you understand that the more desensitized, the more perverted you are, the more fucking psycho you're going to become? Y'all don't understand this concept? You know what I mean? And again, it goes back to, well, this is common sense. Yeah, Omer, it is common sense. But why do they do it then? Because of feminism. Feminism is the culprit. Feminism are the original fucking whores that didn't listen. You understand? They're the ones that let the pigs run around. They're the ones that open the floodgates to this stupid shit. Sexual liberation, perversion, being fucking whores. And it was the men who were, I might say that some of them were good men, but naive men who decided to listen to them and felt sorry for them and got seduced and got played and got fucking played like a fiddle. You know what I mean? Got charmed by these little girls, by these women. And they allowed them to do this shit. You know what I mean? And that is why they opened the floodgates, and that's why that is what, like, a man allowing a woman to dress around scantily, running around, and you're not shaming her, even though she's walking around like a fucking prostitute. That is the reason why shit started fucking going south. You know what I mean? That is the reason why people started becoming perverted, and then when y'all allowed it, and a lot of them amassed a lot of shit, you know, I mean, why didn't their men stop them? I don't know. Probably their life were ruined because of a female. You acting like a female, a fucking feminist or some shit. A cheating ass girl is a good person. They're lying, cheating narcissists, and you know it. You know what I mean? And that's what they do because they can't beat us, so they find a different way to beat us. So they do it differently, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that they did that, right? And they're the ones, and the men allowed them to. And because of that, that's where you get all this liberalism, all this sexual perversion in the society, and all this desensitization, and then it just goes worse and worse because nobody addresses it. You know what I mean? And it's up to me to fucking hit them right where they send them back to where they come from. I understand that it was feminism that allowed LGBTQ to be on the rise. Because feminism's on the rise. And they're the ones that support the LGBTQ. Why? Because they share in the same devil spirit, the same spirit of Satan, to claim that they're victims and to fucking to go against the church and God. Okay, the feminism are victimizing. And let me explain to you something that's wise. That if you were smart, you'd understand this. That victimizing is directly being influenced by Satan. Being a victim or trying to victimize is Satan directly influencing somebody. You know what I mean? That I'll let you understand. I'll let you mull on that. Because the reality is that, you know, Imagine if everybody thought they were a victim. How would you have a society? Yes, we were all wronged, but we're not all complaining. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these women think they're more oppressed than I am. Women feminists think that they're more oppressed than I am. Have they ever been, right, accused of shit, incarcerated innocently, right, harassed and profiled, extorted, right, by the systems and the regime? Have they ever been in their life, right? Have they ever been victims of slander, propaganda, and other shit? You know what I mean? Openly, right? Accusation. You know what I mean? They haven't been crucified. They haven't been, you know, all this and that. They don't know what real. They have never gotten handcuffed by police off a false accusation and gotten beat up in torture cuffs and thrown in a dungeon just to later go to trial and everybody say you're just a man, you're whatever, and get charged, come out and then be mad, and then people say you're a misogynist because your girl cheated on you because you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? They don't know what oppression is like. They don't know what their education being stripped from them feels like. They don't know what not being able to control when they start a family or raise their kids or fucking anything, bro. They don't know shit of that. The fuck are they talking about? They're oppressed, nigga. The hell y'all talking about? Y'all lying, motherfuckers. That's what y'all. That's Satan. But imagine if right? I mean, imagine if everybody said what they really been through, and see if we're really oppressed. Who you think has been through more shit, men or women? That's a rhetorical fucking question. And if you even fucking thought about that, I feel sorry for you. We're under the impression that women have suffered a lot, right? That's why we allow them to do so much shit, act like kids, and we just let it. Oh yeah, just let it go, just let it go. But when we do shit, they hold it against us. They show no mercy. They have no compassion. You know what I'm saying? They abort their babies, and then they're trying to brainwash the babies that make it into becoming disobedient little shits like themselves. You know what I mean? They say I need therapy. No, bitch, I don't need therapy, bro. Man, if I get therapy, maybe everybody needs therapy. It doesn't make me less of a man. It doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't make me anything. I have God though, so I'm good. You're just trying to use it in another way to oppress me, to try to fucking invalidate my opinion and get me committed and get me persecuted. I mean, that's what you're trying to do. That's what you privileged fucking bitches do. You have a whole system of it. That's America. That's why this shit. That's why this country's shit. And that is why immigration keeps coming over. Because if we had a tight-knit community where men were actually valued and were actually able to become their fullest potential without having their lives fucked up ever since they were fucking teenage kids, which is what stopped them from getting all the resources that they needed, like, you know what I'm saying, like a house, like a couple guns, you know what I mean, like the shit they need to protect their family, right? Like their job and money, which is the biggest fucking defender of what you need in order to protect yourself. Then that is why we can't hold the line back, and because you don't have our backs, women, and that is why the immigration keeps flowing in here, because all these men's hearts are broken. I mean, so if you want to fucking, I'm just saying that's why all these men's heart are weak, because you fucked them up. I wouldn't catch no bullet for none of you fucking whores. Understand that. You know what I mean? That's why when you go to the gym and the shit falls on your ass, nobody's gonna help you no more, bitch. Because of you fucking feminists. You know, that's just a fucking that's just a little bit of what we really feel. We're not gonna help you in shit. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean, every man for himself. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And you bitches can try to hide behind that regime as much as you want. But when these cops start fucking dropping too, then let's see who the fuck comes to your aid. You know what I mean? Because those motherfuckers, pigs, are corrupt. and they deserve to be abolished, along with the courts and the judges and the lawyers and all these motherfuckers that learned the maritime international law, not the law of the land, not the American law. You understand? Because they work for banks. They don't work for the U.S. Oh, you think that's stupid? You're right. It is fucking dumb. But that is the U.S. That is the reality. But anyway, feminism is the real culprit as to why LGBTQ is here, because we allowed women to talk their perverted mouths to everybody, and all they did was infect the minds of people, and that's why we have this perversion. And if you're offended by what I say and whatever, like I said, I could marry a 17-year-old, and I know that this could get me banned or kicked or go viral or whatever. I could marry a fucking 17-year-old, but you know what I'm saying, like, the reality is that that is less perverted than a gay guy. You know what I mean? That's less perverted than a gay man. A gay man is more perverted than me marrying a 15-year-old. That's legal in some states, I think. And you know, like, again, women and gay people, y'all don't have the morality to talk about other people and laws about other people, because y'all never listen. Y'all don't listen to laws. Laws ain't meant for people like you. See, that's the reason that you gotta believe in God, because the laws are made for people that believe in God. They're not made for people that don't listen to nobody, including their fucking parents. Y'all the ones that try to change the laws and y'all want to fucking do whatever the fuck y'all want. Like, you know, y'all don't listen. Y'all don't care. Y'all not wise enough to understand the people that you affect. Y'all not wise. You're a fallacy. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. Gay people, LGBTQ, you're a fallacy. So is feminism. You're a fallacy. You abort babies. You hurt men. You cheat on them. And you fucking destroy families. And you're only thinking about yourself. And gay people, you're predators and you're perverted. You know what I mean? You fucking bitches are perverted. You're the most perverted people. You're disobedient. You're not a good role model. You're nonsensical. And the bullshit is that y'all spread this so much misinformation, so much fucking nonsense, and that you actually believe this fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Right? It's impractical. It's illogical. What the... You know what I'm saying? Y'all would all be homeless people. You know, on crack. And most of y'all smoke weed. You know what I mean? Most of y'all fucking do drugs and shit. Most of y'all have never been in the position to have to do something for other people, where other people depend on you, or that you provide or protect anybody. So I don't know why y'all even talking. You know what I mean? This is unwise, and people that you're teaching kids to be unwise by listening to you. You know what I'm saying? And the most hateful thing, another thing you got to understand is that these women, they immediately go on the offensive. You know what I mean? Gay people and feminists, they immediately go on the offensive when you try to talk your arguments. When you bring God into this, they say that you're hateful. Like, no, I'm not hateful. I hate the ideology you have, because I'm speaking because I know you hurt people. You know what I mean? And you're trying to act like you're the victim. And I hate narcissism, because that's the definition of narcissism. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is that nobody's perfect, but we learn repentfulness and forgiveness and charity and equality and freedom. You know what I mean? And the opposite of slavery. Okay, we are Christians. I don't know, I'm not going to speak for Christians or Catholics, but I know that Catholicism and Christianity, or religion, or belief in God, is the reason why we were able to create this country. You don't understand that. Like, you don't understand that that is what allowed us humans to coexist for such a long time, to the point that we could cooperate under the same banner to create the things that we have created. I mean, out of love for the next generation. But y'all don't have that. That's another thing that gay people and feminists don't have, is love for the next generation. They only care about themselves and this one, which they're ruining and doing whatever they want. And they don't care about who they hurt or what mess they left behind. You understand? That's why these women don't care about when they leave the relationship. They don't care about nothing. I mean, I could go on all day, bro. I could go on all day. Real talk. Because it's just common sense. Like, so anyway, so I got on TikTok, right? And I said, like, you know, these people are dumb, so. But what offends me is that they downplay the fact that they're the most perverted people and that, you know, most of these people are disobedient and they're desensitized, you know, they live in a fallacy and they spread misinformation and they want to teach this to kids. Like if that's something that should be taught to kids or something. You know what I mean? They're so dumb. You know, here's the facts about gay people. Like, you'll get AIDS. I mean, and you'll need to get a cure for it. You know what I mean? Because you're fucking dumb. You know, it's fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Here's another thing. Abortion is murder. And the people that say that's healthcare don't care about the health of the baby or the health of the man whose seed it is. You know what I mean? So, again, you know, like, where do you come from? We come from the nutsack of a man who impregnates a supposedly viable woman who's supposed to have us. You dumb ass bitch. You know what I mean? So, that's what God created us in our perfection, because we are opposite and we're supposed to attract them, and together we make one. That's science. Case closed. You know what I mean? If you're a vagina, you're a woman. If you have a vagina, you're a man. If you have a penis. Case closed. Is that enough biology? Science. Boom. Right in your face. And you don't listen because these people will never listen. That's what you got to get over, Christian or whoever, the people that oppose this. You got to understand one thing. These people never listen to anybody in their lives. That is why where they're at. That's why the demon's controlling them. If you're a Christian, I'll go even further and say that is why the demon is controlling them. Because to every perversion, to every sin, they said yes, 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 to every sin. And that is why the demon and the devil control. Because they said yes to everything. They never listened to their parents. They didn't listen to God. They didn't listen to what the Bible. They didn't listen to nature or common sense. That is why they're gay. It doesn't matter. Feminists, same thing. You know, that is why they don't listen. You know they don't listen. You some of these men, we've gone out with girls that are feminists. You know that it doesn't matter what they say about why they left because they wanted to leave. Okay, it doesn't matter what I would have done. It doesn't matter what I would have done. No, it doesn't matter what we would have done. What we gave them, it doesn't matter. They found an excuse. You know what I mean? Right? They never listen. So, like, the fact of the matter is that they have used their freedom and their privilege that was given to them by people who believe in God in order to go against God. You know what I mean? And that's what's tripping all of you guys up and all these generations, is that they think that those people that are gay, that they fought and they fought a battle for their freedom. Oh yeah, it was gay people on the battle line. Yeah, sure, man. You dumb fucks. You idiots. That's not how this country was. It wasn't formed by gay people. I mean, those guys did wear wigs and had very tight pants, but they're not gay. They say I'm stupid. No, you're going to listen to me. I'm not stupid. Just because nobody tells you that, princess. Nobody ever confronts them. That's the problem. To the point that they need to be confronted. Because they just don't listen. They're like a kid, a spoiled kid, who wants to, you know, throw a temper tantrum and complain to their mom until they get what they want. And what do they want? They want to be openly perverted people. You know what I mean? They need to listen. They need to listen to the president. They need to, they're pulling heartstrings and saying they're an oppressed, marginalized group. They don't know what oppression is, number one. And I'm more marginalized than they are. I mean, just remember this. Victimizing is the influence of Satan directly on your heart and your mind. Imagine if you have a group of friends, but you can never agree because everybody claims that somebody did them wrong. Everybody's a victim. You sacrifice certain things for the greater good. Like, oh, so I went on there, right? And I said, so like, they're like, first, say your name and your age. I said, I'm 31, and I'm a Catholic, so I'm coming from a Catholic, the opposition of what you guys say, because they were talking on there for a good minute, talking about magic, talking about I don't know what. You're a good group of people. We should get pizza sometime. Yeah, man. Sure, let's go get some pizza, bro. And so I was like, I mean, they look. I understand these people, bro. I understand. I used to hang around with loners and stoners when I was young too. I mean, I understand. I had atheist friends. I had pagan friends. I had satanic witches that I had sex with. You know what I mean? And like literally, they wanted to play the Ouija board, and the whole nine. And they drew little Illuminati symbols everywhere. And you know what I'm saying? And they drank a lot. You know what I mean? And so, but the point is, that is when I was lost. You know what I mean? That's when I was like, that's when I used to be a little bit, culture shocked about what people actually thought, how much freedom people had, and how they used it. It's so weird. But anyway, like I was saying, I regret those things, because I grew up, I was born a Catholic, and then I got off that path because I went to school, and I went to a ghetto school, and in a place where, like, I think slowly but surely they were kind of trying to suppress, God in a way, or they were being, these little people were crying. Like, Planned Parenthood got into the picture, and that's what, made y'all lose your mind. You see, Planned Parenthood created these hoes that you have nowadays. Understand? You understand? I mean, that they created, they reinforced feminism. They reinforced these hoes. I mean, it's systemic. I mean, and so they're the reason, guys, that if you have sisters or you have somebody you knew that she was a good girl and she went to, she had both her family, she was a church girl, but then she ended up 16 and pregnant, or she ended up being a hoe and fucking the whole, everybody, or the girl that you thought was, you loved, but then she became a hoe, she cheated, and she had an abortion, all this shit. Why? Because Planned Parenthood told her that it was okay to have sex. You know what I mean? That's why they decided they told you. They basically told you. They didn't spell it. They didn't tell you straight up. They spelled it out. They didn't spell it out for you, whatever the saying is. But they told you that it was okay for you to lie to your parents and have sex, and that there will be no consequences. So that you didn't have to, be irresponsible. You shouldn't be scared of sex, of sinning. Did your parents? And that's what I'm saying. Did your parents tell you that? Did your father tell you that? Did God tell you that? No. That was Planned Parenthood that told you that. I mean, and of course, just because they say that they're scientists, they think, oh yeah, we know everything. They don't know everything. And I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? They did that because they knew y'all would slip up and have sex and have kids or get pregnant, and then you would have to buy them. And that is it was a business fucking deal. It was a business pitch. It was more of a business pitch than a sex education. You know what I mean? Understand that. But again, I'm saying that their target audience were a bunch of kids that whose background most of y'all kids in America, especially because I've been here 30 years, or I've been here my whole life, but I've been 20 years ago. This was crazy. You know what I mean? And most of y'all people owe your life to God and Jesus, because your parents were that way, and when they conceived you, they figured that they knew you were going to be that. That's why they raised you that way. That's why y'all got baptized. That's why they took you to church. That's why your mom told you about God, because you belong to God. Your whole life is you are owned by God. God is the reason you are here. You know what I mean? And you're supposed to carry it on. But you see, y'all got entrapped by the devil. The devil convinced you, Eve. He tempted you. And so, like I was saying, when I was, anyway, all of that was, gone or whatever. I mean, that, and I grow up, I realized, I went back to church and I realized, I always knew it was wrong, but at one point I made the conscious effort to listen to my parents again, and I've tried hard to try to come back from those things, but, alright, perfect. But the point is that, half of those things, like I said, it was a culture shock. It was just a way to survive. Like, for example, when you can't have the girl you want and you thought you were going to get married with because you were raised to think that way, and then you see her become a whore and become, post her ass all over Instagram, the same girl that you wanted to make your wife and shit, you know what I mean? That shit hits different when and then you see her and you realize, why is she so vile? Why is she so like this? And you see her and you see she's a witch. You know what I mean? You're like, well, that explains a lot. You know what I mean? Because those people don't have no dignity. They don't have no decency. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can just tell how people grow up. And it's like, wow, yes, I might be, not have that much life experience. Well, I don't know about that. But, whatever you know what I'm saying, whatever, but I mean, you are not wifey material. I mean, you're not a good mother material. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are the type of things that I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying? That these are low quality because of what you believe and the way you were raised. You know what I mean? In other words, like I said, those ideologies that you believe in are not beneficial, no matter if they're a fallacy. They're a lie. And you see, what the devil does, and this is where it really gets crazy, is that the devil, what he does, right, and I go back to the times that I was messed up, and I guess it's like a testimonial on practicing, what the devil does is he uses you, right? And I heard this from a brother, and it's so true. And I always knew this. I mean, it's like, what the devil does is he uses you. He uses you, and he uses you until you're all used up. And then after you're all used up, he just discards you. And he moves on to the next person. He leaves you with nothing. You know what I'm saying? He leaves you with nothing and broken. And I'm not lying about this. I'm not just saying this shit physically. Okay? This shit is spiritual, metaphysically. Look, anyway, he uses you and he discards you, and that's just how it happens. And once he's done with you, he leaves you. He leaves you with nothing. And that's what happens. Especially when you don't want to play with him no more. Especially when you rebuke him, when you fight, you resist him. I mean, then he really starts messing your life up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes. You know, I can never say that to people. Damn. I hope that nobody sees this shit. I ain't say too much. Shit. Nobody looks at my stream anyway. But anyway, that's just how it is, bro. So, what have we learned? We learned that you know, feminine, like, well, I mean, it's the same old. We haven't really learned nothing. It's just that people still believe in gay people, and they still believe that they want to take our kids and be gay. No, it's wrong. Don't ever doubt that it's wrong, because it is. You know what I'm saying? It's totally wrong. And they're downplaying the fact that gay people are predators and perverted. Now, I don't hate I mean, a lot of people are, but you know, I'm just saying. They say I'm an idiot. That's what they say. Explain to me how I'm an idiot. I would love to know that. Nope, I ain't gonna vote for Kamala. You nuts. See, y'all dumb, bro. Y'all don't know what y'all doing, bro. I know y'all don't care about nobody but yourselves. You're a regime. Y'all hiding numbers, but individually, you ain't shit. I mean, I guess you have the right to just think about yourself. I mean, you have the right to be a selfish bastard, selfish fucking bitch, but you do not have the morality, you don't have the intelligence to make the right decision and shit. You know what I mean? You don't have the perspective. So y'all the reason, I guess I see why why so much teenage kids suffer and why they're lost for the beginning of their life. Because y'all are not wise kids. Just like, you know, like I said, these girls tell us to grow up, right, gentlemen? They say, oh, grow up, gentlemen. When the fuck do a bit this? I'm sorry if I'm cursing, okay? That's part of my character. But when the fuck does a woman grow up, bro? You know what I mean? I would like to know. Because they don't grow up when they don't listen. When do they listen? Isn't it listening part of growing up? I mean, they know I can beat their ass, right? You know what I mean? Like, they know that, yet they still don't listen. I think every man that has never hit a woman, you know what I'm saying, while living in this place where, you know what I'm saying, where women get to say so much damn nonsense. I think that we're not given enough credit. You know what I mean? I mean, look, I know this is stupid, but I think that I'm giving y'all credit. You know what I'm saying? Especially the older you are. You know what I mean? I still gotta go my whole life without slapping a woman in order to truly feel, you know, satisfied. But you should never slap a woman under no circumstance. Well, I mean, unless she's your wife. I mean, and she, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I mean? If she's like, for example, you know, she fucked some other guy while your kid was home. Woo! I'd drag her out by her hair myself. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't ever slap a woman, you know what I'm saying, that, nah, cause like, you know, these hoes are crazy, bro. But that's why you ain't supposed to marry no hoe. Like, you ain't supposed to reproduce with no hoe, bro. You're supposed to die alone. You know no, they are. Like, that's, you know, hoes are for the streets, bro. Like, the Bible, don't, you know, bro, everybody will tell you the shit. Everybody will tell you this shit. Seriously. Do not reproduce with no hoe. Shit. A fucking mindless drone on this bitch. Got a fucking killing machine on this bitch. The fuck? Alright, look. They might say this is dumb, right? But fuck them. You know, it's my opinion. I think they're dumb. You know what I mean? I think they're nonsense. I think that a woman that talks that thinks she has more perspective than a man in this day and age is stupid. You know what I mean? That's just what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this: you don't need a degree to be smart. Bitches have degrees and they come out talking the stupidest shit. Because it's not about education. It's about education. It ain't about indoctrination. You know what I mean? Now, I don't got no hate for nobody out there, but if you're lost, I ain't coming from a place of hate. That's feminist and LGBTQ. You know the reason why I don't like them? You want to know why? Because, like I said, they're the reasons. And they say, well, what are you worried about it? I mean, these bitches act like they haven't poisoned all of society. I mean, they don't act like they're like a bad influence or nothing, right? That's what they want to say. Like, these women have, they tell other people to be fucking, like them, and it's affected me, you know? You're taking advantage of kids in front of us, the ideology is, and I just look at it like a machine that the devil created that's churning people and ruining their lives, you know? I mean, look, these women, like, you wanted the problems. y'all the ones that talked about Christians. Y'all think we're pussy, whatever. You think we're gay, nigga? We ain't gay, nigga. Oh yeah, don't mess with me, cause look, I might be a nice guy, but you know what I mean. You talk about you know, but you know, I'll kick your ass. You might think that's gay, but I'm not playing with you, motherfuckers. Y'all would be dead. You know what I mean? Like, you know how many mass shooters would be if it wasn't for the fact that you know, they chose not to kill you that day? You know what I mean? I mean, keep thinking it's a fucking joke, okay? Keep thinking it's a fucking joke. That's why y'all get motherfucking shocked when the motherfuckers come out and fucking shoot up a school. You know what I mean? I keep thinking it's a motherfucking joke, bruh. It ain't no motherfucking joke. No, and this motherfucker, like, sometimes, bro, I be like, yo, these guys, I'm not supporting incels, but, because I don't call them incels. Y'all called them that. Y'all hoes called them that shit. That is a whole terminology. You insensitive pricks. You know what they are? They are, virgins. Outcasts, they are loners, they are something else, they are people that should be respected and loved and shit. Y'all don't know nothing about that. What y'all know is how to prostitute yourselves, and if they don't prostitute themselves alongside with you, then you fucking call them incels? Again, they show mercy on you guys. Not everybody has that type of, I mean, you have to understand too, because y'all look at them like animals. You first of all, science says you're animals, but I don't believe that. So I'm gonna go the Christian route. So there are people who should have been, you know, protected by, and you're sinning. Your hoe ass kids that also went to that school were also sinners. They were the ones that are prostituting themselves. And it's a cold world. You know what I'm saying? And those kids where they should have been protected by adults were instead fucking served on a silver platter and then executed, or trying to be executed. So they decide to execute all you motherfuckers instead. You know, that's not my fault. That's what happens when a bully gets bullied. I mean, when a student gets bullied and he decides he's had enough. I mean, and he's tired of listening to these stupid, perverted whores and the guys that fuck them. You know what I mean? It's nonsense. I mean, how much can a person take, right? Again, I'm not a spokesperson for them. They're human beings just like you. Do you deserve to die? Are you an animal? I should call you an animal. You know what I mean? You probably like that. Yeah, you gotta understand. Yeah. Well, these people ain't shit. And I know that people ain't perfect, but I'll never say and take away from what should be perfect. You see, the hatred that you're talking about, that these little bitches be talking about, what they're really talking about is parents who don't want their kids to listen to their stupid hoe ass, to these other little fucked up kids. I mean, that's where the anger comes from. When y'all try to tell the kids, that's the shit that gets us fucking triggered. Or I would imagine it gets parents triggered and get Christians triggered. When y'all think that y'all can actually tell kids and persuade them to be disobedient, and y'all the ones that create these nonsense. Y'all know what y'all doing, bruh. Y'all bad influence. Shit, I would fucking go at your ass too. I would fucking light your ass up too. Not in my country. What country is that? Because if it's this one, I'll tell you something about your country, man. I got nothing about. I don't look. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, oh yeah, that's the story, guys, of how I got kicked off. Oh, and so when I said, I told them that, right? I told them I was a Catholic. They said, oh, I don't know what they said. They said some shit like, what did they say? They said something like along the lines of, they said something along the lines of, I don't know. Yeah, I remember now. I said you could call me dude. I said, I said, what do you think I am? I said, no, you can call me dude. No matter of fact, call me king. And she said, what? She said, like, no. And I'm like, okay, so what do you think I am? I said, wait. I said, so what do you think I am? And the girl was like, I told her I was 31, and I'm a dude. Or she said, I don't know. I said, so what do you think I am? And she said, you said, dude, I think you're a girl. I said, well, that says a lot. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then she got a little, I guess they got a little flustered, and then started saying, well, they started talking over me and shit. So then I started saying, okay, so, like, anyway, the main point is, why do y'all downplay the fact that the LGBTQ people are a bunch of predatory, perverted, and then they cut me off? You know what I mean? And like, you know what I'm saying? That's when they cut me off. And they stopped the whole live stream. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, they just stopped the whole live stream. Mind you, I was on the comment section, like, when we were just starting off, and they had blocked me for a few minutes. You know what I mean? Because they didn't want me to be able to, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want me to say anything. Because I was in the comment section, and I was like, that, I don't know, I don't know what I said that they got offended at. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. Maybe it was just my logic, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, the point is that they said, that, yeah, they said that crap. And I was like, okay, well, why? Because they said, first of all, that if God came down and said that if gay people were good, if people should be gay, would you accept Jesus? Man, that's stupid. I'm not even gonna answer that. That's just so dumb. Like, God wouldn't say that, because God already told us that that's filthy, that's abomination. That goes against everything. That goes against from Genesis all the way to what? Everything, dude. That's just dumb. I mean, like, that's just nonsense. I'm like, if somebody that claims to be Jesus came down and said that, I would kill that person, because that's the Antichrist. I mean, that is the devil. You know what I mean? And I'm not that stupid. I mean, and so, like, somebody claiming to be Jesus, and then everybody believes he's Jesus, and then he said that people should be gay, I would kill that person, because that's the devil. That's the devil. That's the person you're supposed to kill. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? That is the person you're supposed to kill. Like, that's the demon. That's the devil. That's the Antichrist, right? That's Lucifer. That's Satan. You know what I mean? And I'm like, in the flesh, and I'm like, hell no. I mean, that's the Antichrist. If you don't know, the Antichrist is the person that's going to come and play and can convince people that he's God. And, and if he came and said something like that, I would know that person is wrong. Now, if he were to say something like, all you people that are gay, you know what I'm saying, just live your life because your destruction is imminent. You know what I mean? Then I would understand that. But if he came and said that we should be gay, or that people it's okay to, if he said ever said that it's okay to be gay, not that it's okay to live your life, even if you're a gay person, you're fucked, you're doomed, whatever. But if he came and said try to convince people that they should be gay, I would kill that man. You know what I mean? I would, because that's not God. You know what I mean? And that's not God at all. You know what I mean? And so you know, I bet you wouldn't. If somebody came and proclaimed themselves to be Satan, then you probably wouldn't do shit. You know what I mean? Not me. I already told him. If I see somebody, you know, I used to be different back then, right? But now, nah, bro. Like, fuck that. You a Satan worshiper, bro. I'm beating your ass, bro. I mean, shit. And that includes feminists that sacrifice their babies to Baal. You know what I mean? That includes fucking Satanists, rock stars, whatever. Rockers, biker gangs. I don't give a shit. I don't like you. You know what I mean? I sound very zealoty. And I don't get, you know, they're scared. You know, if there's the Romans are scared of MS-13, like, I mean, the Americans are scared of MS-13, like the Romans were scared of the Zealots. Like, they're not satanic to you. You know, like, now you're satanic. But then it turns out that those people were satanic too, because you brainwashed them. Anyway, look. Anyway, with your rock music. Anyway, the point is, and your materialism, and your prostitution, and your white bitches, and your cocaine, and your drugs, and your money, and your empire and shit. Anyway, they lived in your shadow, and that's where death is. But now we have seen the light, just like how it says in the Bible. And you know, like the point is, right, that even in the shadow of the death, we saw the light, just like in the Bible. We have faith restored. You know what I mean, in our people, and that's great, you know. But like I said, like I was saying though, people, crap, man, where'd I go? People that, I said that they're predatory. I got cut off. Yada yada yada. And then they stopped the stream. Well, they stopped the stream. So I bet they regret putting me on there. But it is an honest question. Why do people, they get mad when you tell them the truth? When you tell them, when you tell gay people and the people that support gay people that, because they act like, oh, why do you hate people? Ugh. Like, we're victims and shit. And you tell them, well, those motherfuckers are gay predators. When you tell them that they're the most perverted predators that are alive. You know what I mean? And they choose to be. You know what I mean? And in a first world country. You know what I mean? And I'm like, then you know what I'm saying? They get mad because it's the truth. And when it's the truth, it's the truth. Truth hurts. And so they get flustered. It's like when you tell a woman, do you honestly think that you're oppressed? You know what I mean? Then they get mad. You know what I mean? Like they just get mad because they can't deal with that truth, because their whole freaking argument is that they're oppressed victims. But when you hit them with reality and with statistics, that's why they can't take statistics neither. Like females can't take statistics, because statistics will show, right, that the majority of women that abort are not raped. You know what I mean? And the majority, and that the increase of feminism is also simultaneously, is parallel to the increase of LGBTQ people. As to say that females are influencing the LGBTQ people. Feminism, which is disobedience, you know what I mean, is a nonsense and perversion, because they're perverted, because how many guys they fuck? And the more they talk, and the more they talk freely about such things, the more people they're perverting. And the more that they try to justify that, oh yeah, they can kill babies or whatever, they can fuck all these guys, wear whatever they want, and then try to push, and like they don't want to have kids, but then they think that they can brainwash your kids and tell the nation how kids should be raised and that they should learn gay shit. No, nigga. You have kids, and then you fucking bear that responsibility before you fucking you have an opinion. What I know is that those fucking ideologies are a fallacy, and that they hurt kids, not help them. You know what I mean? You know, I'm like, you are giving more crack to the fiend. You're not fixing the problem. You know what I mean? Instead of showing love. And what is love? What is actual love? Well, everybody has their own interpretation. But I think that one of those love is the love that you would do for the safety and for the life and for the well-being of somebody. And that doesn't necessarily equate to happiness. That equates to more life, more potential, more time on this earth. Maybe, in a way. Learn it because God, died for our sins, for our salvation. That's agape love, a mother's love. Bail you out of jail when nobody else would even talk to you. And these women don't know anything about love. So, most women in this country don't know shit about love. You heard me? Trying to get that moolah, you heard me? But that's how it is. Now, as I was saying, these I know that they're young, but they're impressionable and they've grown up in that culture, and I just feel as though they don't understand the love what a mother would do for their child, what a man would do for strangers or whatever, and they think that I'm coming from a place of hostility. Like, no, I'm not. You know who's coming from a place of hostility is pro-choicers, because their actions lead to you killing somebody, baby. You know what I mean? And feminists come from a place of hostility because they want you to kill, or incarcerate a man. And like again, the corporations, they're bad people. The prisons are not good people, bro. Like I'm not fucking brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? I know that this place, like, there's no good and bad. The only thing is good. Humans are good or bad. The only thing that's good is God, and that's period, bro. You know what I mean? Like there ain't no good and bad. There's just humans are just fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? But look, again, using knowledge here, logic, right? Common sense. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. Anyway, it's sad because I know that these people, like, they believe the hype, and that's why they're lost. The sauce. I'll tell you this. God says, like, people think that. Here's the thing, that the people that believe in Christianity, like, they believe that because you believe spiritually, that you can also think logically. Like I said, they're different mind states, they're different mindsets, but we are one body, right? So it's like using your heart. Like, what is the heart? The heart doesn't make sense. It does to the heart. This is different than using for your brain. So when you're activating different parts of your body and stuff, you think that just because the thing that church didn't make sense, it doesn't mean that you can also think logically outside of the church, or that you could use your skills and apply it with the church. They're dumb. Like, you don't understand. You're thinking differently. You're not supposed to think logically when you read the word, right? I mean, yes, you think logically because we're humans, but but I'm intelligently, but like, when you try to make sense of things, like, you don't understand that these things you're not gonna understand. You know what I mean? And so, for example, like, some girl said, I learned it, like, she said she had this idea that we all learned good things because we saw good people do good things when we were young. And my understanding is that when we're young, we're actually smart because we're happy. And when we're happy, we know what's good for us. We know we want more good things. We're kids. We want more good things. We want the fun. We want the last, and that makes us happy. And that makes us grow. We're growing at that time, and we're absorbing things like a sponge, and we're learning and learning. And so we attribute those things like we're learning, and those things are what inherently that's what's good. We're growing. Growth is good. That's life. And so when that's what we're doing. But this girl said that we learned good behaviors from other good people, and I said, like, Jesus is the reason why we attribute some of these things that we have, because you honestly think, right, that we would be able to forgive and repent each other, having nothing in similarity and looking different and coming from different places? How could we create an empire, cooperate, coexist? Because I'm not down with what these feminists think. I'm not down with them doing that stuff. I would look at them, if I came from a tribe that was like the native, like that didn't kill babies, and that we were good and we were happy, blah, blah, living by the river, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, farming and stuff. And then I saw the pagans and how, they have orgies and they have sacrifices and all this shit. And I'd be like, fuck these people. Like I look at the man and be like, whoa. You know what I mean? Because I would look at the counterpart, like a man that would be like me, and I'd be like, whoa, like, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like, and my grandpa, my dad is totally different than you. You know what I mean? More happier too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because my parents get to live to their 90 or they're 120. You get to live till you're fucking 60. You know what I mean? Like, shit is fucked around here. Like, it's like this. Look, here's another thing. The Americans, they don't take care of their older people. You know what I mean? They don't like their older people because they don't like anything that slows down the shit. You know what I mean? So, like, and in other countries it's different, right? It's a culture shock. I mean, it's another culture shock. And, like, they put people in retirement homes. I mean, they don't take care of them themselves. You know what I mean? Here, kids move out. They don't get married. You know what I mean? Here, it's weird if you stay with your parents. You know what I mean? Even though they're your family. I mean, like, all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? So, like, and you bitches, because, like, men, we're not going to let go of God, right? Because God makes sense to us. God, it is what it is. We fight battles. We know what the fuck is at stake. I mean, you women, y'all don't like being obedient, and you like a quick buck. You know what I mean? And y'all don't like hard work. And so, I mean, look, I said this, that, God will judge all. But I think that when he comes and judges all, I think that before that happens, maybe it might be a good possibility. When he says he'll judge all, he'll see everybody divided and into their own stupid groups. You know what I mean? And that's what he means. He says he'll judge all. He'll judge you, the whole community that you're with. You know what I mean? And understand that you are, bad. And he'll call you out on that. He's gonna judge you. Feminists, gays, I don't know. Race theory, I don't know. Maybe. I just know for sure that those two are gay. I mean, those two are fuck. They're satanic, demonic. Because, anyway. Yeah, man. You dykes, man. You black girls, bro. You're a woman. Stop using your tricks to find Latinas. Why don't you go find yourself a man, man? Damn. Shit. Go find yourself a fucking black man. If you're a black woman, stop trying to fucking fuck our delicate young flowers. Because you can't pollinate them, number one. Let me say shit. Matter of fact, like I saw this one girl, right, and she was a black dyke, and on her live, I went on her live and shit, and she said, I mean, I don't know why I was speaking like it sounded like Grant Cardone. Well, I was on her live, and I said, you know what I mean, that's nonsense. You know, a man is on a woman, trans man's and trans woman. You're not a fucking woman and man. You're a man if you got a vagina. Fuck. You see your fucking stupidity. You know, it's so stupid. You know that you know what I'm saying, your demons are trying to stop me from having logical thoughts. But of course, it's maybe because I'm cursing at you. So that's what's stumbling. That's why I'm tripping, because I'm cursing at you. But the point is that that a man is a man. You have to have a penis to have a man, and you're only a woman if you have a vagina. You know what I mean? That's science for you. Case closed. But the point is that that's biology, really. But that's common sense. But this girl was like, nah, trans women are women and trans men are men. I'm like, if I see a fucking woman if I see a woman that wants to be a man, I'm gonna tell her straight up, bro, you can't take me. I will knock you the fuck out. But if she starts some problems with me, then I'll knock her the fuck out. You know what I mean? And shit. You know what I mean? I'll buck at her ass. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, she thinks she's a man. You know what I mean? She'll have man problems right there. Let's see how big a man she is. And then, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, look, y'all women don't regulate yourselves. We don't need to beat you up. You know what I mean? Women should be regulating themselves. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. And that's true. And I guess they do. Thank you. The point is that I'm trying to make is that, what I was going to say is that, you know, if I see a man trying to act like a woman, bro, I'm going to knock him the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Because that shit is fucked up to young men that are drunk and shit, that are in the club and shit, and they don't know any better because they're stupid, because they're living in this sodomite world, society, and that they've been, you know, they're being brainwashed, you know, constantly. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, bro. You know, like, I'm just gonna say that shit. If I see a gay guy, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. Because, you know, they try to take advantage of young men that don't know, that are drunk and shit. You know what I mean? Like, again, gay people are perverts, bro. They're predators. And a gay man, even if he dresses like a woman, I'll tell you one thing, bro. That motherfucker's strength is not a woman. It's a man's strength. And when you get in a fight with that motherfucker, you know, he's still going to have a man's strength. So I don't give a shit what you think. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, let's stop talking bullshit, bro. Use your head. You know what I mean? you probably most people have probably never been in that position where they've had to fight for their life. You heard what I said. Like UFC fighters, you see, y'all women, y'all bitches, yeah, like professional sports. Yeah, those girls are girls, all right. That's why they beating your ass. Those trans guys are whooping your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what you see, cause that's how stupid you sound, bro. That's how stupid y'all bitches sound. We ain't stupid, bro. Like, kids aren't stupid. Nobody's stupid. That ain't a motherfucking woman. Look, kid, I'm not stupid, and kids are not stupid. You know, so stop telling kids they're dumb because they say that, no, motherfucker, a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. I mean, shit. You the one trying to pervert their ways, you fucking. That's why y'all need to be confronted. I mean, because y'all are fucking wrong. You're delusional. Y'all nonsensical, and y'all never listen. Like that Black Dyke, she had a psychiatrist go on her live, and what did she do? She kicked her off because the psychiatrist didn't agree with her. First of all, she said, this cap is wrong. Like you know, like if smart people don't go on TikTok, you see, TikTokers are used to just talking to fucking kids and other stupid people. You know what I mean? When they had, and supposedly when they had this psychiatrist, a professional, she had her come on her live, she didn't believe her. Like, nah, I don't believe you. How can she know? And then when she started talking about, you know what I'm saying, how she checked her background, and she'd been listening to her, and how, you know, she doesn't agree with her necessarily. She got all fucking hot, and she started getting mad, and she was like, oh no, like, nah. She kicked her off. And like, just because she didn't agree. And I'm like, I've never seen somebody that needs more help. Like, I'm like, this lady has never seen a psychiatrist in her life. You know, don't tell me I need help when you got fucking men walking around thinking they're women, and women walking around thinking they're fucking men, and then trying to tell everybody that that's what it is, and then trying to tell kids that shit. Those motherfuckers need psychiatrists. Alright? They need fucking therapy. I mean, are you fucking shitting me? Don't try to tell me that I need therapy, right? If you got women out here fucking thinking that they can take on a man, right? And thinking that they can kill babies and cheat and that all is well. You know what I mean? And then trying to go against the church. You know what I mean? Or trying to go against, you know what I'm saying? If they don't tell me I need therapy when you got these fucking victimizing women that are narcissists, that are fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a victim. I mean, no matter what has happened to me, I don't think myself as a victim. I know that I've been wronged and there's injustice, and yes, I guess that in certain things back in the day that I used to be a victim, but I'm not a victim anymore. You know what I mean, that's not true. I mean, because once they put you on a list and they just keep coming back after you for a while, and the Matrix and shit, the agents and the fucking Matrix and all that shit fucking you over. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, you know, just letting you know, like, those people, don't tell me I need therapy, I need help, when you got men walking around thinking they're women, and women thinking that they're men, okay? Or that lesbians and gays are good or some shit, like they're not a bunch of perverted predators, and that a bunch of feminists are being influenced. That's not the devil speaking. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, don't tell me I need therapy. Alright? When women go around talking about they don't need men and that they contribute more to society than men, don't tell me I need fucking therapy. Alright? Don't fucking tell me I need fucking therapy when women think that they can step to a man and not and you know what I'm saying and do whatever and that they're stronger than us or some shit. No, bitch. Don't fucking tell me I need therapy. And don't tell me I'm a pervert neither, just because I have 18-year-old girlfriends. Because a gay guy is more perverted than that. You know what I'm saying? And a woman that has sex for not procreation reasons is more perverted than that. You know what I mean? Es para que yo pueda dormir más rato. Anyways, guys, that's the show. That's why I ain't scared of these guys, man, because I don't really care. Half of them, like half the guys, y'all convince guys that they have to be, like, cool with, like, hoes, you know, so they marry hoes. And then they get mad, but they know it's the truth. It's sad. I don't choose that reality. You can marry those ran through ass hoes. That ain't me. Shit, I ain't. Dating single mothers and shit. Fuck that. Been there when that was my first girlfriend. That's how I went the opposite. I went totally, I know what I'm talking about, bro. I mean, that shit really brainwashed me. The devil, bro, from an early age, fucking tried to destroy me. I mean, very early on. You know what I mean? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. They think life is all fun and games and rainbows and butterflies. You know, gay people love bomb, you know, children. You know, that's why I say it's predatorial, because they love bomb them and shit. And yes, children are innocent and whatever. But there's a time that they need to there's certain things that they need to understand. You know, it's not about that, and so they don't really understand that. I gets them every time. Oh, this is an entertaining match. David, where the fuck are you at, bro? Stupid fuck. Fucking idiot. Man, they guy suck. Hey, I had a gulag. Anyways, guys. This is all for shits and giggles. You know, there used to be a time that Twitch would ban me for this shit. I don't think they care anymore because they're starting to open their eyes because they're so stupid. You know, by the way, I don't think they care because the internet is flooded with women that prostitute themselves like Amarath that makes fucking, you know, a lot of money. One thing about these girls is they don't have no talent. I mean, they're not really anybody. You know, doesn't matter how much money they got, they still fucking dumb as shit. You know what I mean? Don't ever be intimidated by nobody because it doesn't matter how much money they got. You know what I mean? Like they're so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don't you see? But they gave a platform for this stupid, annoying little fucking voice. You know what I'm saying? That talks so much shit. You know what I mean? When everybody knows that they're just hoes. You know what I'm saying? But no guy should ever feel like, you know, when girls said we don't want no broke boys, they learned that from a prostitute. Those bitches, that's all they see. They don't see why it's that way. They don't acknowledge that men took it easy on them and gave them the resources and gave them the pass and took it easy on them. They don't understand that that we're systemically oppressed and that they're not the victims and shit. I mean, and that you know what I'm saying, like they don't understand none of that shit. Don't ever listen. Look, I'm gonna go further, take a step further. Say, don't ever listen to a fucking woman. You know what I mean? Unless you want to be one. You know what I mean? Unless you want to look at the world through the eyes of a woman that sucks cock and gets on all fours to get fucked. You know what I mean? That's why you're gay. Because you fucking listen to, you know, perverted women that talk stupid shit from their stupid perspective. You know what I mean? And so they don't understand hard work. They don't understand how these things are supposed to be run or how they came to be. They don't understand how to maintain or protect or provide. They don't understand that shit. So don't listen to them. Again, the only thing you're gonna learn from a hoe is how to be one. So with that, I'm out. And say your prayers morning and day. Be grateful for what you do have. And I'm out.